Hello, hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Real Talk. I am excited about today's conversation because I have some friends, some people that are in my network that I knew individually and then connected them, and they continue to grow. And now they have a very special book project that they have been able to complete. And it's international, right? We've got some people in the US, some people in Canada. So I love this project and how it all has come to be. So I want to thank y'all. It's been a while since I've actually had uh, my own episode of Real Talk. You know, so many things have been happening. I want to take a moment to express gratitude for everybody in my network that has been supporting me for this fundraiser that I'm a part of for the Children's Miracle Hospitals. I had two of our children that have been patients of the Children's Hospital of Atlanta that is affiliated with the Children's Miracle Hospital. So one had to have a spinal fusion, another had to have a blood transfusion, and when your kids are young, they were both preteens and teenagers. Um, it's kind of scary, but the hospital here was so gracious and so many things that they were able to offer for our kids that really made that whole experience less nerve wracking and stressful. We were able, when my daughter had a spinal fusion, we were able to participate in a prom that they held for the patients during that time. So they had vendors who donated dresses and suits, shoes, and they did their makeup and nails. And it was just really a great experience. The cast of Hunger Games came out. They had Miss Georgia come out, and it was really a great celebration for the kids to be able to feel special. A lot of these surgeries and different things that they endure can be kind of overwhelming. But again, I can't praise this hospital enough because of all the different things that they do. And my kids even go to some of their satellite locations when they have things that are after hours for pediatricians. They're able to go right to the children's hospital that's here locally to be treated and seen. So I just want to thank everybody for their support because as of right now, I have been advanced to the top 5. So I'm not sure how long this competition will go, but I just want to express gratitude for whether you've been sharing about the link or you've been voting. I just really am so grateful. And it is just a wonderful opportunity to be able to give back, to be able to do my part to raise awareness for these medical professionals that are doing amazing things for our children. So I will be putting the link here in this thread after the interview. So for if you hadn't heard about it and you're like, what is she talking about? That's what I'm talking about. It's this fundraiser that we're raising funds for the Children's Miracle Hospitals. So I went into all that and didn't even introduce myself, but I'm Rachell, also known as America's Supermom, mother of 15 children. And I am a TV producer of Keep It Real TV on the Zandra TV network, where I am passionate about helping content creators monetize their message and create a global impact in the world. So without further ado, I am going to bring on one of my guests. We have so many technology challenges when it comes to, you're like, oh my gosh, I want to have a show. And then you have the show and then it's technology, all these glitches and things that go on. So our other guests are somewhere going to be showing up soon. But we do have Dina who is joining us right now. So right after this brief commercial, I will be right back with Dina.
Attention entrepreneurs. Are you ready to take your business to new heights? Join us for the TV Media Tour where you'll gain the exposure, elevation, and expansion strategies you need for success. Get the tools.
Okay, so that was very brief. Again, here we go with technology. The commercial, we tried it before the filming and it was working and now it's not. So, you got to love technology. So, I am so excited to have you with me, Dina. We have been on this stage before. You've been a guest before on my podcast. But before we get into today's conversation, please introduce yourself.
Okay, thank you so much for having me. And my name is Dina Ziskin Fortune, and I am an intuitive artist and channel, and I've been painting pretty much my whole life. And now just love to spend as much time creating and assisting others with their creative journey as possible. And now a multiple author, best-selling author, and that began really because of many things, including, well, really many people, including Rachell, which I know she's trying to get in here too. And so, but that all started with you. No, it's like it's always that introduction. I'm still working on that introduction. It's always a work in progress. I'm a work in progress. My name is.
I totally get it. And that's why anybody who knows me, they know that I have a script. It's already written pretty much when I'm making introductions because I found that I was the one who was the bottleneck a lot of times. It's like, oh my gosh, I want to introduce you. And then it's like, 5 minutes later, my kids come in the room and I've totally forgotten. So scripts are the answer for that for me.
Thank
So,
you. I have one. I just didn't think to grab it for whatever
yes.
reason. I gotta make sure that I have that script right in front of me. And there she is. There's yay.
Hey, Rochelle.
Actually, Michelle helped me with my script, so I gotta make sure I have it next time.
I love it. I love it. All right. Well, hey, Rochelle, please introduce
Hi,
yourself before we
absolutely.
get started in today's conversation.
Sure. My name is Rachell Harlingten. I'm the founder of Roots for Success. I am also a podcaster of the Transformational Soul Talks and a very great friend of these two lovely ladies who I'm very honored to be here live on. I know Lily's trying to get on as well.
Okay.
It's,
You got to love it. We tried to put a commercial up and it wasn't working. So you got to love technology. And I say you always have to be ready because you never know what you're going to have to do. You might
yes,
change from the guest to the host. I mean, it's crazy stuff that happens, right?
it is. I don't know what was going on. I was like, I couldn't do it on my phone. I couldn't do it. I was like, okay, well, better message everybody. Can't get on. Trying really hard.
Yeah.
So it's,
You just gotta go with it, right? That's what I
mhm.
say.
I'm
Well,
trying to give her the link now because
okay.
she's there. I'm just going to send it to her in there so she's got it in Messenger because I emailed it, but I don't know. Emailed it this morning. When I spoke to you, I emailed it to her in two different emails. I emailed it to Lily, so I don't know. The world is a strange place with the links.
Gotta love it. Well, we are here for you guys and your book. So tell us how this all got started, what's it all about?
So how it all got started? Well, a little bit to do with you, Lachelle, because I mean, you introduced myself and Dina. It was on your Zoom call that we met each other. And from there, we became friends and just had some great chats together. And I said, I feel like we should collaborate, but I wasn't sure what.
Hmm.
And I had channeled some messages back in 2019, left them in a little red notebook, and never really looked at them. They were very inspiring. I had gone through a really traumatic time. And so I would wake up at all different hours and write these messages. And then I just kind of put the book away and left it. And then so Dina and I were chatting one day and we were looking at all of her art. And I showed her some of my messages. And we started to realize that the art and the messages were kind of like one and the same.
Wow.
And she didn't tell me till later that she painted most of that art in 2019.
Wow.
So synchronicities, like just a tiny bit, right?
Yeah.
So And even when we matched the channeled messages with the art, it was just like each piece just matched perfectly. It was like
Wow.
it wasn't even that hard to match them. So yeah, it's kind of evolved from there. And originally, like I've said before, we did have another author who was going to come in, and so it didn't work out. And then I had written, and I always like to tell the story because Dina thinks it's funny, but I had sent the original manuscript to Dina to review, and she says, "Do you realize that Lily's name is on the page and that you wrote Lily's Lily's pages?" And I was like, "What? No, I didn't." She's like, "Yeah, you did." And I was like, "Where did that come from?" So subliminally, my subconscious knew that Lily was to be part of it.
Wow.
And I didn't
So
even
you
realize I
knew,
had.
so did you know Lily beforehand?
Yeah. So just to backtrack a tiny bit, I met Dina, but I kind of met Lily a little bit before, but in another group, but we hadn't like met in person.
Mm-hmm.
So after the fact that I met Dina and we talked about it, I ended up having a one-on-one with Lily and talking to her, because then I realized she lived in Toronto. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, you're in my own backyard," right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of funny. And then Dina told her, "Oh yeah, meet my friend Rachell." She goes, "Yeah, I already met Rachell." So then that was kind of how the three of us kind of came together.
That's amazing.
And Lily and I had talked about collaborating. We just weren't sure what. But I guess the universe works in mysterious ways and kind of pulled us all together, right?
That's awesome. I think that's awesome. So, when you are thinking about, I think sometimes when we have these experiences where we feel like, I don't know, it's like a download, or, it's something that we just feel the energy, how did you get to that point of feeling comfortable enough to share it? Because I think sometimes you go through that. It's like, you know what? I have an idea. Is it crazy? Does it make sense? You know what I mean? It's kind of hard sometimes to be vulnerable. So how did you handle that? Or did you even go through that?
I don't know. I think I'll just share mine, and then Dina, you can share yours. For me, the collaboration originally with Dina was just about sharing the art with the channeled messages, because
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to support humanity in some way, because the messages are very profound along with the
Mm-hmm.
art. It's really about believing in yourself. So for me, there was no real gain in it of any kind. It was like, I just want to share this with someone, and they blended so beautifully, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what about you, Dina?
Yeah, I mean, I was just so caught up in the excitement of we're getting to do this together. And like in our initial conversations, um, it was like, oh my gosh, like look how well this painting goes with this. And like we would both I mean, I'm not shy when it comes to sharing my art. And what I think I told Rachell later in the journey was like I was talking about wanting to create a book with my art and wanted to collaborate with a writer, and I put that out there to the universe, God, and then it wasn't even that long, like, and I forgot about it. Like, hi, Lily. I forgot about it. And then so by the time, to answer your question, I feel like I was so excited about how well the messages and the art were going together, and how it was just all like synchronizing, that I feel like we're both on that journey of like, we want to share this. Like, what an amazing process of how I created this art, not knowing what I was going to do with it, who it was for. And then it was somehow going so well with the messages. I was like, wow, like we got to share this.
It was. And I think it's because I don't know. For me, I personally had no inhibitions to it. I just knew that the two of them together, and then on top of it, Lily's words and her codes inside would just kind of was like the icing on top, right, with the cherry. So yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, that was good. I think that's good. And so we have Lily. Thanks so much for joining, Lily. Sorry about technology, but you're here, so that's important. So please share what's coming up for you in relation to this collaboration, when it comes to kind of like that knowing, or if things are revealed to you that, you're feeling maybe uncomfortable to be vulnerable, to share, it's like, oh my gosh, is this really, should I share this? Should I not? When you feel that passion about something that you want to share with the world. And you might not have gone through this. I just know for myself, sometimes as I level up with certain things, it takes me out of my comfort zone. It's like, I don't know, even though it's something that you're passionate about. So share what's coming up for you when it comes to this collaboration.
Thank you so much for asking that question. And I think for me, basically, but I think in a way it's probably a well-known, I wouldn't say well-known, but it is depending on which kind of group I guess you're in the sense that a lot of us are starting to wake up. And a lot of us are at least in a state where they would like to know more, or they know that there is more out there than what they are currently experiencing. So with regards to this collaboration, I do believe that, or I'm really, really hopeful that this book will reach many people that resonates and are perhaps looking for answers that's not in the typical book that you will read about. And I'm hoping that the light codes and the words and the art in this book will help activate them, even though they have no idea what activation is, or even if they have no idea what light codes are, because that's how magical light codes are. And it actually touches upon people without them even knowing what is going on, without them even knowing that it is affecting them. As long as, of course, if it resonates with them. That's also very, very important as well. So for me, everything that I do is actually aligned with my soul purposes. And that is to awaken humanity, and to raise the vibration, and to heal the collective. So right now, what I'm working on is everything that I'm doing is I'm actually really focusing on trying to activate whoever it is that's ready to step into their innate, a lot of people call it psychic. I love to call it innate because I believe everyone has this within them. So I am here to activate their innate psychic and healing abilities so that they can step into their soul purposes as well and start healing the collective. So my focus right now is I have many programs that will assist them in activating those abilities if they wish and are ready to do so.
Love that. Now, you mentioned, a lot of people are waking up, and, we have a lot of terms around being woke. It's kind of the same thing. Snap out of it if you're stressed. You know what I mean? We have these terms, but explain to somebody who's listening or watching what that term really means when you're referring to more people are awake now and activating that type of, conversation.
Sure. Yes. So in my opinion, what that means is that you are starting to question your reality. You are starting to question the things around you, meaning you are wondering if that is the only thing that life is about.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Going to work, coming home, watch Netflix,
Mm-hmm.
go to sleep, wake up, the same thing over, kind of like a Groundhog Day or that
Mm-hmm.
movie. And
Mm-hmm.
and you're not really doing anything you love though. You're doing all that. You're going to work. You're spending pretty much half of your life doing that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you're not doing anything that you're passionate about. You're just doing it because you feel you have to. And of course, because we're living in the 3D reality, you kind of have to, in the sense that you do need the material, the money, the monetary aspect of all that. But the truth of the matter is, all of us are born abundant,
Mm-hmm.
all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, due to societal programming and maybe a lot of the stories, so to speak, that are not ours, maybe it could be ancestral.
Mm-hmm.
Because of all that, many of us are stuck in the reality of not enough. We
Mm-hmm.
need to work. We need to be on that hamster wheel, go on and on and on and on. There's just no time to think about what it is that we're really passionate about. Just go on and on because I need the money to pay for rent, to pay for food, to pay, etc., etc. Okay, so when you are starting to wake up, you will start to question all that, and go, did I really come here for all this? For all this meaningless, because it's not your passion, meaningless activities. And by the time I am done, retired, I am too, perhaps, this is all generally speaking, I'm probably too old, not healthy enough because I didn't have a chance to take care of myself. That even if I feel like traveling, if I'm lucky enough to save some money and I want to travel, I might not be able to afford it still, or I can't because I'm not healthy enough, because I never took care of myself. I was too focused on, again, the 9 to 5, whatever grind it is, or
Mm-hmm.
the 12-hour shifts, not even 9 to 5, because the 9 to 5,
Mm-hmm.
some people don't work 9 to 5 and they work way longer hours and they're still stuck in this so-called matrix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love
So
that. So
So I think
true. And go ahead, Rachell.
I was just going to say, and when you experience the book, you will the channel messages and the codes and the art will help. I feel the questions will start to come up within you
Mm-hmm.
from exactly what Lily's saying. You'll start to, wow, I am this, I am that. And why am I in this position? And do I need to stay in this job? And can I move, countries? Can I move states? Can I leave this bad relationship? The book is an experience because it infuses the things that you're ready to accept and ready to bring in, right? That's the
Mm-hmm.
best way I can explain the book.
I love that. Go ahead, Dina. You had something you wanted to add? You're muted. You're
Nope,
on
she's
mute,
muted.
Dina.
You're on mute.
Um, and it's very interesting. One thing I want to mention is that Rachell, Lily, and I were all in the same group, but we all met each other in different ways. Like I met Lily in
Mm.
that group, which was about being a light language activator.
Mm-hmm.
And I connected with Lily and was like, gosh, I really want to collaborate with her. And then I met Rachell, but like I knew that my art was for more than just being on a wall, that it
Mm-hmm.
had to do with more and getting outside the box. And I think out of all three of us, I'm the only one that I think still works like a regular job. But and that has been part of my journey of like finding my path and being in a place of doing the art and having a purpose and knowing why do I
Mhm.
still work in a full-time job, that it's once you know, like there's more, like I get to do my art in the evening and the weekends on my lunches and breakfast. I can like infuse my passion into everything that I do. I think um it's about learning how to become more of who you are and being able to see different perspectives around your situation. And and I feel like that's such a beauty of like how the three of us and our energies came together, that it's that like, Lily bringing in her energy with her codes and her mission, and fusing that with Rachelle's and her wisdom, and the channel messages that came through her, and then the art, and how people can look at the same book with different perspectives and all exactly get exactly what they need for where they are. And I'm going to say one other thing. I've been looking at the book of like, oh my gosh, like just flipping it to a different page every time I can and being like, wow, this is exactly what I needed to see today. This so resonates with what is going on in my life right now. And it's like, just like sifting through that, and it's like it's timeless, I feel.
Mhm. I
Yeah.
love that. Now, this is wonderful conversation around you guys connecting and having this alignment synergy, but for people that they're just watching, a lot of people are like, why can't I find a collaboration like that? Where they just get me, they feel me. I think a lot of people miss this because they think that it's some complicated thing that you have to work out in order for this to happen. So, can you guys speak to, the whole thing about being just intentional, or, what comes up for you when you think about all of the moments that you connected and why and how that happened for somebody who's watching? Because I think a lot of people are like, that just isn't going to happen for me, when it's right in front of them sometimes, right?
I can go ahead and just say that, when I wrote the messages, I had no idea that the collaboration would come. And I had gone through my own challenges in life. And I mean, through my collaboration with you, Rachell and Misty, it was how I met Dina. And Dina and I didn't really know what we were going to do at the beginning. We were just kept talking about it. But sometimes that's without pushing. When you push against things too much, you get too much resistance. You just have to let kind of things sit and unfold. And then the timing ends up being right. Lily came in at a certain time and the other author moved out. And it was just like perfect, like everything started to flow. And we didn't rush it. We didn't push it. We just let it unfold, because the book has been in the process for probably over a year. And it was just the right people had to show up. So for anybody who wants to collaborate, know that the right people will show up when you set that intention of what you want. I didn't know. I knew when I met Dina, oh, let's do something together. We didn't quite know what. And then I said, hey, I've got these messages that over a 6-month period. And she's like, oh, I've got this art. And then it just kind of started to kind of click together. And that the fact that all three of us were in the same light language group was crazy, but we had met through different ways. So the universe sometimes puts you together, but it's like it doesn't connect all the dots exactly the way you think it would. It's like it slowly fits into those puzzle pieces, when it's ready and it's time. So that's the best way I could explain it.
I love that. Any of you guys want to share about that, Lily or Dina?
Yes. Okay, I do, before I forget. I have a couple of points. One is everything is happening around us. Okay, sometimes you might say, there's no guidance. I have no guidance. Nobody's guiding me. Where am I? Yeah, right. You say I have these guardians. I have nothing. I have no guidance. Most likely it's because you haven't quiet your mind and you're not observing, because there are always signs around you. They're not signs like as in like major signs as in, okay, it's right in your forehead, it hits you, right on the forehead going, this is what you should be doing. No, it's not like that. They're actually quite subtle. And at times, maybe they're more obvious. Perhaps you're asking a question. Maybe you see a billboard sign. They're not accidents or coincidences. They're synchronicities. Those are your answer. That's how your guides, your higher self, your source, or whoever you want to call them, communicate with you. So those are the signs that you need to see. Maybe it's on the radio station when you're listening to iPod or whatever, whatever it is right now, nowadays. When you listen to music, suddenly a music comes up. Listen to the lyrics. Maybe it has your answer. Even flipping a book, like what Dina says. You can flip any book. Maybe you have a question. Maybe you happen to flip a book and the page, and it's like, oh, my answers are right there. Oracle decks. Buy an oracle deck. Buy a tarot deck, right? Just play with it. Everything is play. Don't take it so seriously. Everything is around you, but that's how they communicate with you, right? Not like serious as in, I am your spirit guide, you better. No, it's like they give you information, right? It's all around you. You just have to pay attention, quiet your mind, pay attention. And when you receive, don't disregard it and say, oh, it's just accident, coincidence. No, most likely those are messages. They're trying to reach you. It's kind of like the cartoon, Fairy Godmother, maybe. I don't know, where they're trying to reach. Okay, I'm really bad with names. Okay, Timmy. I don't know if that's the main character, but then they're going, oh, okay, I'm trying to reach Timmy. Timmy, hello, 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 hello. But he is kind of like going da 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 da. He doesn't know, right? Sometimes they're trying to reach us, but we're just not. We're not connecting because we're not in the mindset of observing, actually catching those things. Okay. So that's one thing. Another point is, for me, as I mentioned, everything I do is totally aligned with my soul purposes. So for me, if anything comes up, I would always tap into my own intuition, my innate gut feel, if you want to say. And if it resonates with me, if it makes me feel good, then it's a yes. That is a yes for me. And I also teach that in my classes. I call it truth testing. I also have a free master class. I teach that as well. So where if they only teach this to little kids from the very, very, very beginning, then they're able to trust their gut, trust their intuition, and just go within, because all the answers are within. I know it sounds like, yeah, everybody says it. But sometimes what people say is true. Sometimes it's not. But you always use your discernment, always use trust within. How does that sound to me? Does it resonate? If it doesn't, it's okay. Just move on, because it might resonate later, or it might never resonate, but that's okay, right? Just move on. But if it does, stay for a little bit and then really tune in and go within and see how much of it, what does it resonate? How do you actually interpret it? Like what more can you add internally to whatever it is that you are receiving, right? So just believe and trust and just feel within, trust your gut feel. And those are the 2 points which I, in my opinion, would really help someone if they are looking for great collaborations. And then third thing, I'm going the last thing. The third thing is take that step.
Yes.
Meaning, right? If it feels good, if it aligns with you. Okay, first of all, if you see the sign, okay, then if it resonates with you, and the gut is going, yes, 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 then take that action step, take that step. It could be the stepping stone for your next big thing. right?
Exactly.
Love
And the next right thing. So always take the next action step because that is the next right thing that feels good for you, right? So that's what, in my opinion,
I love that.
would
That
really
that
help.
was that was awesome. That was a wonderful masterclass. Lots of great points. I mean, I totally resonate with a lot of the things that you said because,
Thank you.
you do at the end of the day, you have to know it for yourself. So I totally get that. What about you, Dina? You have anything you want to add to that?
Um, yeah, well, it's funny because I've done a lot of collaborations, and there have been a lot of collaborations that felt good in the beginning, but then they got really complicated. And I found that the more complicated they are, that's because there are lessons to learn. And
Mm,
then when I found, like, with the collaboration with Rachell and Lily, everything has just been snapping. Like, it just really flowed because, like you said, we never forced it. And there's actually one of your messages is specifically about that in the book. There's
mhm,
specifically a channel message literally relating to that, which maybe
Yeah.
I'll open it up and see if that's the one that I get. Ooh, anyway, maybe I'll read one of them, but every time. But the thing is, I'm even remembering, like, one conversation in the beginning. Once we decided that we were going to do the book, I I couldn't start the paintings. Couldn't. I was like, Rachell, I don't know what's up, but I can't seem to start the paintings. And then I think it was like that
Oh,
same day
right.
you were like, "No, Dina, I was on a walk and I was thinking about you." And what did you say to me? You said, "Maybe you just look at the paintings that you already have." And I'm like, "Yes."
Mm.
And then once we sat down and we're like, "What do you think this book is for? This one is for number 4, number 4." Yeah, like, but like it's we were so in alignment.
mhm,
And I feel like what Lily said, like, even just the same day that Rachell and I both decided to say yes to that Zoom call with you, Lachelle, I've known
mhm,
you and I've been getting emails from you about your networking calls. And for some reason, I didn't see any of them until that day. And I'm like,
mm,
oh my God, I can get on today. Oh my God, I see it and I'm available. Oh my God, I can get on today. And but for whatever reason, I didn't see any of the other ones.
wow,
I didn't even know that you had been inviting me for
that's
like a
amazing.
while. And and then it was so funny, like how anyway, so I think I got off topic, but that's okay. Um, it's
I
okay. Yeah.
I
But
love that.
it was just clicks. And I feel like when you feel like
Mhm,
it's like clicking like that yes, that like
mhm,
automatic yes, it's like following that and allowing it is like,
mhm,
and worst case scenario, it's you're gonna learn no matter what. You're gonna
mhm,
learn what kind of collaborations you want to learn, like you want more of, or
mhm,
you're gonna learn, I want I don't want collaborations like this, but what can I learn from it so that future collaborations can be even better, more organic, more aligned.
mhm.
So, yeah.
I love that. And what was coming up for me is just the whole idea that everybody has their own zone of genius. And the more we can just be open about our own zone of genius, we don't have to force things because it is just being in alignment.
Mhm.
Coming from a Christian background and understanding that the Lord says that we're one body with many members. So
Mhm.
it's the same body. One of us is a hand, one of us is a knee or elbow or whatever, but it's all in unison,
Mhm.
with a common goal or message. So I love that. So I'm telling you, it's just not enough time when we have these conversations, for great things when we're talking about knowing who we are and understanding our voice and how we're going to show up in the world and the impact that we want to have. I think that's a topic that we just don't get the opportunity to discuss enough. But what final thought or challenge would you like to offer to the listeners about your book, or, about some of your mindset about it, that you would want people to leave here today with? So we'll start with you, Lily.
Okay, so I'm actually really excited to share that we're going to have a book launch this coming up June 8th, and during the book launch here in Toronto. And we're very excited about that because you will get a chance to experience this book. What do I mean by that? Well, our book, as I think Rachell and Dina have been saying, it's an experiential book,
Mm-hmm.
meaning it's not a book where you just pick up and you read and then you're done with it. Oh, I'm finished. No, it's not like that. It's actually a book where you get to experience, and so that during the book launch, the event that we're having on June 8th, you're able to, we're going to walk through with you with regards to how you can actually use it to
Mm-hmm.
maximize the benefit of the book. So I am really, really excited. I think all of us are really excited about that, and we're looking forward to that. And the last thing that I would like to, two things I'd like to add is just remember that you are a powerful creator of your own reality.
Mm-hmm.
And what do I mean by that? Because sometimes people are like, no, there's no way. I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm just human. But think about it with little things, such as if something happens to you, you can decide, is it to you or for you?
Mm-hmm.
If something happens to you, you can decide, um, is there something that I can learn from?
Mm-hmm.
Or you can decide how you want to react to it. Little things like that, once you realize you have control over little things like that, then you
Mm-hmm.
will see more aspects of where you can actually tap in, and you can then start creating your reality. Okay, so those are just the baby steps to make you realize that you're a powerful creator of your own reality. Snatch it. Don't let anybody else take it away from you, right? Don't let anybody else take it away from you. And the last thing is, you are so unique. Be you. Be absolutely the way that you are. Don't be afraid, or don't be shy, or don't be scared to come out and just be you. You are
Mm-hmm.
absolutely perfect the way you are, unique, uniquely perfect. Nobody is exactly like you. No one. And if they are, it's not authentic. Okay. So you're absolutely
Yeah.
you, and be you. And that's all I have.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for that. I mean, you ladies have been giving us a masterclass, and I hope people are taking notes because, these are the conversations that you sit down and you really give yourself time to process it, because it's a different way of looking at things. And that's one of the things that I really enjoy about conversation, is it opens the door
Mhm.
for those type of mindset shifts if you're intentional with doing so. So what's the best way for the audience to get a hold of you, Lily?
For me, it would be my Linktree link.
Mm-hmm.
And because it has all of my different websites and Facebook and all the various social medias, YouTube, that I am on. And
Mm-hmm.
if I remember correctly, it's Linktree. The handle, I believe it's
Mm-hmm.
LILYLI.LL.
Okay. Awesome. Well, we just thank you so much for being here today and loved your insights. So, Dina, same question. What is it that you want the audience to take away from your book or from this conversation today? What's coming up for you?
um, I really, I really feel like it's important to share that there's so we have so many gifts, and just leaning into them and allowing ourselves to explore, and believe in ourselves, and to surround ourselves with people that believe in us. Because if it wasn't for that, I would not be here with you on this StreamYard, because I kept saying yes to painting. I never stopped. I didn't know what I was painting. I just kept painting because it brought me joy. And hopefully, and I'll be having some of the art. I'll be bringing all the paintings, all the original paintings, except for one. I'll just have the print at the art show. It'll be an art show and launch party, so I'll be having much of the art at the event in Toronto, plus some extras. Um, and I really feel like we all have our own unique voice, and it's really important to express it, to allow ourselves to be heard and seen and felt, because others can benefit from it. And I really feel like that is, in many ways, the crux of this book, is that we're all like, Rachell made me feel like my art was worthy of being seen. And like, and I said, yes, let's do this. And I wanted my art to be seen, but I didn't want it to just be about me. I wanted the art to have a purpose that was beyond me. So, and the way that it worked with the words and the way that it works with the codes, I'm just very grateful to be a part of something that's bigger than me. And I just am so delighted to hear and see and witness others benefiting from our hearts coming together to co-create this. And that's really what it's about. So
Love
thank you.
that. That was beautiful. And where is the best place for them to get a hold of you?
I have a link tree, and my handle is solely Dina, SOULY and DINA. And on there it has, my Facebook, my links, all that kind of fun stuff. And yeah, so SOULYDINA is, you can just look me up.
Awesome. Well, we're glad that you were here today and enjoyed everything that you shared. It's amazing how we can have everybody here and everybody has a different spin. They have that one special nugget that they share with everybody. So, love that. So, Rachell, same question. What do you want the audience to leave here with, or after they experience your book, what would you like that to look like?
So I think, just to follow up with what Lily and Dina said, and whoever's listening to this live stream, when you live in the GTA, know that we're at Vibe Studio on June the 8th, which is in Thornhill. And it will be a live event, which I think is amazing, with all of us there. As long the books will be there, the art will be there, and there'll be food. So it'll be a really nice event for everyone, which I think will be incredible. And you'll get to talk to us, ask us the same questions that you're asking us now, but on one-on-one, which I think will be great for people who have questions about the art or the codes or the channeled messages. So the book itself has gone way beyond which I thought it would. It's really touched a lot of people, and it's given people that inspiration to maybe make shifts in their life where they need to go, right? And during all these very turbulent times, I think the book is, in my mind, a refreshing kind of thing you can flip to every now and then, that'll give you inspiration to make a change or step out of something that is no longer serving you. For me, I'm really glad that I got to connect with Lily and connect with Dina. I got to meet them. We've shared some amazing moments in Manhattan, and in Toronto we will be as well. So the book overall has just been a blessing to bring our three souls together. So I'm, in a nutshell, I'm just blessed to be part of this collaboration.
Love that. And then what's the best place for people to get a hold of you?
So you can find me at my website at RachellHarlingten.ca, LinkedIn, Rachell Harlingten, and YouTube, I am Rachell Harlingten as well. So yeah, I'm pretty easy to find. It's not too many Rachells.
Love it. Well, this has been just a wonderful conversation, and I want to say congratulations to all of you for this wonderful masterpiece. It sounds like that you've created together. So, wishing you much success. And for those of you that are out there listening, please be mindful of the link. We'll put the link to the actual book here in the comments, as well as their link trees and ways that you can get a hold of them, because you just never know where a conversation can take you. You know, I think we overanalyze and we just put so much stress on things working out perfectly without just allowing them to happen, you know, with us simply showing up and being intentional. So I loved everything that you guys shared, and looking forward to getting my copy. I did the electronic version, but I do need to get the one in hand because, you know, I'm one that I'm like, I need to get off these electronics. I need to have a book. I love, you know, I collect books, y'all. It's crazy. I have tons of them. And every time I buy a new one, I just get so excited. And it's like, when am I going to read this? So, but I love it. But thank you guys so much for being here, and looking forward to your lunch. And yes, if you have a link for your lunch, feel free to put that in the comments as well, because we just never know who could be watching this at just the right time in the area where you're going to be, that can keep this momentum going. So thank you guys so much for being here today.
Oh, thank you, Rachell.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Thank
everything.
you so much, Rachell. Thank you.
Oh, you guys are
Thank
so
you.
welcome, and keep being amazing. That's what I say.
You too.
And
Thank you.
we wish the same to all of you that are
Thank
watching.
you.
Have a phenomenal weekend, and we look forward to seeing you guys the next time. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.